ಟ್ಯಾಲೆಂಟೆಡ್ ಈ ಸಿನಿಮಾದ ಹೀರೋ ಆಗಿರುವಂತಹ ಅದ್ವಿ ಶೇಷ ಅವರು ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಹಾರ್ಟ್ಲಿ ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಟು ಯು.
Today we have come to Bangalore not because we consider it last, but because we consider it the most special because Major Sandeep's parents are here. So today I am here in the city because first of all I've been here 27 times in the last 18 months. I am here in the city, we are here in the city because we have organized a special tribute screening for the parents of Major Sandeep Unnikrishnan, uncle and amma. Final copy, not scenes, not laptop rough cut. Final copy tonight. That is why we are here. In addition to that, we have also organized an extra screening preview for free for all fans of Major Sandeep Unnikrishnan in Bangalore.
Sir, this is Walter Stekin from TV9 Kannada. You have done this movie in 3 languages, Telugu, Hindi and Malayalam. Why not in Kannada?
Chaptan sir. So I grew up in San Francisco. I saw Major Sandeep's photograph as a kid on the TV. When I saw his photograph, it looked like, who is this Anna of mine who passed? Because all my cousins look like him. I look 50% like him. So there was this immediate connection. Growing up there, I don't know differences between regions, I only know India. So what happened is, once I came back and got my base in Telugu and my fans in Telugu and my friends in Telugu, I thought I'll make the film in Telugu. Then suddenly one day I realized that we want from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, people should understand. So I started making it Hindi. So the plan was always to only do 2, that's it. Never other language. Then one day when shooting was finished, we visited Amma and Uncle. Amma said, I can watch, but all of our relatives in Kozhikode in Kerala, they will not understand. They can't watch. So even the plan to do Malayalam was a very emotional decision, and that was added in the last minute because we wanted Major Sandeep's family to understand the story we made about him. As soon as we announced Malayalam, so many of our friends in Bangalore said, what about the Kannada version? And I immediately sat down for 2 days, we started the Kannada dubbing. The quality was not correct, sir. See, I take time. In the last 4 years, I've done 2 films. I take very careful, precise time to make a great film. I don't want to dump the dubbing. It has to be beautiful. It has to be correct. I tried my best, but it would mean we would have to change our release date. And when we tried to see if we could find another release date due to COVID, we have to balance Hindi release dates, Kannada release dates, Telugu release dates, Malayalam release dates. It became so complicated. So what my promise is, and you can ask me at the next press meet when you see me for my next film, my promise is that the next time I will make sure I dub it or shoot it properly in Kannada and bring the film to you.
But this film is different from next film, sir.
Definitely.
ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಇದೆ, ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬಹುದು. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಭಾಷೆಗಳು ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೋಟಿ ಕೋಟಿ ಕಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗುವಂತ ಇಂತ ಈಗ ಸಂದೀಪ್ ಉನ್ನಿಕೃಷ್ಣನ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಇಡೀ ದೇಶ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುವಂತ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ, ಆ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡುವಂತ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಅಭಿಮಾನಿಗಳು ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ತರದೊಂದು ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಲ್ವಾ ನೀವು ಮುಂದಿನ ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ?
We definitely tried, sir. So what we want to do is, hopefully you can forgive me this time, and hopefully you can watch the story in Hindi because we try to tell it for the whole country. See, Major Sandeep Unnikrishnan was born in Kerala. His childhood was there. His schooling years are in Frank Anthony in Bangalore, Frank Anthony Public School. His college education is National Defence Academy in Pune, Khadakwasla. His masters is in Indian Military Academy, Dehradun. He joined the 7th Bihar Regiment. He fought in Kargil in Kashmir. He was a training officer in Haryana. He was a captain in Hyderabad, and he fought for everyone in Mumbai. So I truly believe Major Sandeep is Indian first.
ಓಕೆ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್. ಒನ್ಸ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ಸರ್, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ, ಬಟ್ ಈ ಪಾತ್ರಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು ಮಾಡಿದಂತ ಪ್ರಿಪ್ರೇಷನ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಫಸ್ಟಿಗೆ ಮೇಜರ್ ಉನ್ನಿಕೃಷ್ಣನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಬಯೋಗ್ರಫಿ ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಪ್ರೋಚ್ ಹೇಗಿತ್ತು, ಮತ್ತೆ ನೀವು ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೂ ಒಂದು ಕನಸಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಒಬ್ಬ ಯೋಧನ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಿಪ್ರೇಷನ್ ಹೇಗಿತ್ತು, ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ?
So first of all, my Telugu cinema, like I'm sure a lot of you have seen Gudachari and things like that. I'm known more for that James Bond left-handed. Major Sandeep is right-handed, and he doesn't do style. He's natural. He's a super soldier. See, we don't need Captain America because we have Major Sandeep Unnikrishnan. In India, the army is elite. The elite of army join National Security Guard, and Major Sandeep trains National Security Guard, meaning he teaches the elite fighters to be elite. That is how good he is. So it started with all these shooting drills, movements, stance, wide stance, chhati upar badao, project your voice, all of these changes in body language. I also played different ages in the movie. So before the movie started, at height 6'2", I was 84 kgs. From 84 came down to 81, 79, 76, 73, 72, then back to 76, then back to 81, then back down to 76. So, because we wanted to show when he's 19, 21, 25, 27, and then finally 31.
ಶೂಟಿಂಗ್ ಲೊಕೇಶನ್ ಏನಾದರೂ ಸಂದೀಪ್ ಉನ್ನಿಕೃಷ್ಣ ಫಾದರ್ಸ್ ಮದರ್ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರ ನೋಡಿದ್ರ ಏನಾದ್ರು?
They are the reason this film is blessed. This film could not have happened without their blessing. So what happened is we first started, when I first called uncle, he cut the phone. When I called him the second time, he cut the phone again. So the third time, we had a girl call. So he started explaining, Amma, adi kaadu, and then he started explaining. When I took the phone, uncle, please, let me come from Hyderabad, meet you once. So we visited uncle and Amma 7 times. After the 7th time, we were sitting in Whitefield in Sandeep Dihar, named after Major Sandeep. Uncle said, I believe you will make this movie 10%. He said 10%, I was like, Uppa, he still thinks only 10%. So we were disappointed, we walk out of the house, I'm going to the lift. When Amma says, Sandeep lag raha hai. And I think I got tears in my eyes, and that was the moment I knew that we had that blessing. From then on, it became like family. When I was shooting a scene, I would call Amma, I would say, Amma, here Sandeep sir is going to be angry. He'll say, no, he'll laugh. He's not going to be angry. So I would change my mannerisms, what I would do in the scene entirely based on what they would advise. Not to mention showing them rushes.
ಸೊ ಹಾಗೆ ಈ ಸಿನಿಮಾನ ಮಹೇಶ್ ಬಾಬು ಅವರು ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅವರ ಅಪ್ರೋಚ್ ಹೇಗಾಯ್ತು, ಹೇಗೆ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಸಿನಿಮಾ?
That's the reason for that is this fellow. He's the S in A+S movies. Anurag and Sharat, the dear friends, they're also sort of marketing kings in Hyderabad. They know everyone's movie. They handle everyone's movie. So Mahesh sir wanted to do a film outside just acting. He wanted to produce something on his banner. So when Namrata ma'am approached Sharat about any ideas, Anurag and Sharat immediately called me and said, Sesh, what is your dream project? I said, my dream is Major Sandeep sir. And that's how we met Mahesh sir. We didn't tell him the script. The way I'm talking right now is how I spoke to him. And he said, let's do it. There was no script discussion. It was only passion discussion.
ಅವರು ಸಿನಿಮಾ ನೋಡಿದಾರ, ಮಹೇಶ್ ಬಾಬು ಮತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ರತ ಅವ್ರ ಸಿನಿಮಾ ನೋಡಿದಾರ, ನೋಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಏನು ಹೇಳೋದು?
Brilliant response. No, brilliant response. So when in fact Mahesh sir, yeah. So we trailer launch one day before we showed the film to Mahesh sir in his house. We put it in the home theater. So me, Sesh, Namrata Garu and Mahesh sir were there. 4 of us watched the film. First half, we took a break, we came out, had some coffee, went off inside. Second half was done. Titles started, 2-3 titles came, we were all sitting waiting for the lights to switch on. Mahesh sir left the room. Sitting in the room, did he like it, what happened? And then after 2 minutes we also went behind him. And then he was just sitting in his chair, just looking down. and then we didn't want to disturb him. After 5 minutes, he got up, looked at Sesh, he went and hugged Sesh really tight and said, "What have you done?" And these are the same words I'm repeating. He told the same things in trailer launch.
So a trailer launch video में चूसते मेरे को.
So I think we've made a very honest film. When you see the film, I think some of you are coming to the screening today. I think when you see now through the screen, our honesty will come through, and none of us can deny that feeling, you know. So I think anyone who watches this film, the reason you're also seeing these responses, people crying, people saying Bharat Mata Ki Jai, people saying Vande Mataram, people saying Sandeep Unnikrishnan Ji Amar Rahe. These are not normal reactions. All of us have been watching films for many years. I think somewhere it's the honesty of this man and the entire team and faith that made this possible. And somewhere I think whether Sandeep is seeing from top and blessing all of us, or we wouldn't have made what we have made. We wouldn't have marketed. You wouldn't be here if not for his blessing.
There was also a small strategy we did with myself. Since we showed it one day before, see, he's known in Telugu for honest tweets about movies. So if he likes a movie, he'll tweet it out. Like, I like this, I like this. He tweeted about KGF, tweets so many movies. If he doesn't like the movie, even if he's producer, he's not going to come to the trailer launch the next day. So it was a 50-50 risk. And not only did he like the movie, he loved the movie. So we are glad we kept the faith.
Else I would live in India, I would be Bangalore. It's beautiful. I love the food here. I am actually going to go eat some dosa after this. But getting back to the topic, I think I'm really glad that we're doing this here. This is the first time I've come to Bangalore for major, and it's a very special feeling hearing all these stories from Sesh, from everybody, to kind of come here and, you know, get to see the culmination of that in the city that it took place in is really great.
There was I kind of want to talk for a second about why we wanted to do these screenings. See, I can go on all these entertainment shows, Dance India Dance, Kapil Sharma show, and say, we made a great film, come watch. When you're watching that show, you'll think, bol raha hai, he made the movie, so he'll say that. So we thought it is a better idea for us to actually show the film. So for the first time in Indian history, a big Indian film, we teamed up with Book My Show, and 10 days before release in 10 different cities, we opened single show bookings across the country. The first Pune sold out in 1 hour. You saw the Pune reaction. Same thing in Jaipur, same thing in Ahmedabad. The one we didn't show was the one in Mumbai to the National Security Guard. 312 commandos, many of them training officers, the same exact job as Major Sandeep. Now, we have to realize that the reason National Security Guard in Mumbai was created is because of 26/11 attacks. It wasn't there before that. The gate at the National Security Guard is called Unnikrishnan Dwar, and the center of the campus is Major Sandeep Unnikrishnan's statue. So if these people didn't like the film, we have a problem. So we showed it to them and their families, and we were expected, we walked in super happy because by now it's the 5th screening. 4 screenings, we know exactly what happened. So we're almost predicting it, we're expecting it. Silence. No one's cheering, no one is shouting, no one is yelling. This fear starts taking over my heart. Did we mess up on a uniform? They are fiercely patriotic, so what the hell, did we do something wrong? One of them came to me and said, the group commander wants to see you. The convoy is ready, let's go. This is 11:30 at night, and they want to take me to the headquarters. I'm crazy scared by now, like what the hell is going to happen? So when we got to the campus, I've been showing this in every interview, so please don't mind me being shameless. They gave us this medal. This is from the National Security Guard Black Cat Commandos from the 26th Special Composite Group in Mumbai. They gave the team these medals. This, to me, is it's probably more than anything. It's more than an Oscar. It's more than a good review. When the people who do this job for a living say you've done it correctly, it means something. And when the wives of the people who do this job say, every army film we are shown as people who just support our husbands. like we are these one-dimensional people who don't have any other feelings, but rather you show the struggle they go through and show how even the wives can be heroes in situations like this. We really appreciate. This is the first time we've seen it in a war film. So there's a lot of new things that are happening with Major. In the midst of all this meaningful talk, I kind of want to talk about how Major Sandeep is actually very bright. If you see the posters, we use a lot of sunlight in the film. It's because, to me, he was sunshine. The final hostage he saved, a Telugu man actually, told me when he saw Major Sandeep come into the room, he felt like he saw Suryaputra. He saw Mahavishnu. So to me, Major Sandeep is sunshine. It's pretty heavy, huh? That is why we wanted to show the first 35 minutes of the film completely in Bangalore. We show him having payasam with his amma. We show him fixing typewriter with his appa. We show school crush. We show cutting class with friends, going to movies. He was a Schwarzenegger fan. So people who watch the first 35 minutes now, you'll think, what is this? Is this some love story? Where is the war? Where is the fighting? But our intention was to say, people like Major Sandeep are not born great. They do great things, and that's why they're called great. So when Major Sandeep takes these big decisions in the second half, his decisions in Kargil, his decisions inside the Taj, you realize that little scenes like Payasam with Amma, typewriter with Appa, these are what make his big decisions happen. So he is the simple boy next door who probably became the hero of India.
ಸರ್ ಸಿನಿಮಾದ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಪೋರ್ಷನ್ ಸೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸ್ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಶೂಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆಯಾ?
I would say about 15 days.
Okay.
First 35 minutes.
ರಿಯಲ್ ಲೊಕೇಶನ್ಸ್?
Real 1995 locations ఇప్పుడు లేవు sir.
Actually, family stay.
No, we actually shot outskirts because it is in 1995. Today what happens is that same area there is flyover and hoarding. So we had to shoot, create 80s Kerala, 90s Bangalore. We built 8 sets for the film. Gateway of India we built, entire Taj we built and blasted. We also shot in Kashmir, we shot in Mumbai, we shot in Hyderabad, we shot in Haryana, we shot on airports, we shot in air bases. We also shot in army locations across the country. This is a massive film, 120 days, 75 locations.
Okay, Sai Manjrekarji, definitely we have seen you in Dabang 3. So,
I play Isha, Major Sandeep's childhood crush, then girlfriend, then wife. Challenges I've faced playing the character. I think the biggest fear before I started was how will I speak Telugu well and how will I do well in that. And I think that kind of, in the beginning, the first schedule helped Isha's character because she is a North Indian trying to find her way in Bangalore. So it came to me very naturally, the confusion. But eventually, I think once the first schedule was over, I kind of got a hang of it and felt more confident. And I think it's been a great journey. I've done things that I never thought I could do. I feel like the graft this character has is something I wouldn't have imagined doing in my wildest dreams so soon. And I just hope that I've done justice to it.
Hi, this is Harshvardhan. Yes, this is a biopic, but how close is this movie to reality?
Thriller, for action, for anything, because I am a fan of Major Sandeep Krishnan. You know, like if there is Appu sir's fans, there is Sudeep sir's fans. I am a fan of Major Sandeep.
and about the director, definitely you have worked with him in Gudachari as well. So
Oh,
tell
yeah,
us
this-
about your bond and the experience.
So Shashi after Gudachari didn't want to work with me immediately.
Before that, he should have been here. He missed his flight in Delhi, so he couldn't make it. But he really wanted to be here. He'll come in like half an hour, I think.
But by then you might be gone. So he didn't want to work with me after Gudachari because we spent 3 years making that film. He said, one break from each other, next film after that we'll both do. I said, okay, yeah, definitely. Here I am in Yalanka researching Major Sandeep's life. He started his film with Nagavamsi sir, Sitara Entertainments. He started it. Then one day Shashi got a phone call. I said, just consider Major Sandeep's story. It is my dream project. What do you think? He said, let me think about it, and he started reading on Major Sandeep's story. That night, 3 in the morning, he calls me, says, Mama, I have to do this film. Let's do this. So immediately we called up Nagvamsi sir. We said, 1 year, please give off. Shashi and I will make Major together. That was 3 years ago. That's, we put our heart and soul.
What are any theatre issues because even Vikram is about to release, so were there any lack of theatres? Screening theatres?
I don't think so, sir. I mean, I think each film is big in its first language. I think Major is the biggest release in Telugu. Vikram, of course, Legend Kamal sir's film is the biggest release in Tamil. And Prithviraj is the biggest release in Hindi. So, wherever its first market is, that it will be the dominant thing. And the other markets, it will be the smaller one.
How this movie and story of Sandeep Unnikrishnan sir has inspired you, changed your life or something like that?
Sir, this same press meet we were for Goda sir, I say, we worked very hard, thank you, hope you like it, we were all one family. I would say all these like template audio launch answers. I'm saying so much, I'm talking so much, not because I enjoy talking, but because Major Sandeep is my hero. So I think acting as him, understanding his spirit, taught me, it reduced my selfishness, taught me to think about others more. I definitely think about others' feelings more. How are they thinking? How are they feeling? I noticed my mom's clothes, all sorts of little things. These are the changes that it has brought.
Actually, you were in cinema industry from 20 years, almost 20 years. It is from 2 decades. So, how you feel the Major, this movie? How you feel the differences between your previous movies and this present movie?
And actually, sir, first 10 years I was not there. What happened is I was 15 years old. I wanted to be hero. I came, I auditioned, and I got one role. They told me I'm 4th hero in the movie. So I came excitedly to set. I was from America, I didn't know anything. Came excitedly to set in Hyderabad, shot for 3 days. I said, where is tomorrow's shoot? They said, your role is done, go. In the movie, I'm there for 5 seconds.
Actually, sir, how you prepare for this particular character?
I told all
He
the...
told us.
Copy paste.
ಸರ್ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ನನ್ನ ನೆಚ್ಚಿನ ನಟ ಫೇವರೇಟ್ ಹೀರೋ ಇನ್ ಕನ್ನಡ?
For me, sir, I really lately have been admiring Rakshit Shetty's works. I think he's fabulous.
I think Charlie 777 trailer is
Charlie is an amazing trailer. I have a dog. The moment I saw the trailer, I was like, oh, I got to see this. And, Saeed had to see this. I really obviously was screaming in the theatre for KGF 2. So that's not even a discussion. As Telugu people, we feel we own Sudeep sir because of Ega. So we feel he's like ours. So I think many films. And I think my biggest thing is that somewhere or the other we feel, Prakash Raj sir and I was discussing how we miss Apu sir. And when we were dubbing for Major, he told me about his ambulance initiative on Apu sir's name. So I guess I miss him a lot.
Sir, I was about to ask you this question. Rakshit Shetty also does one film in 2-3 years, and you are of almost the same genre.
Brother from another mother.
Yeah, that's what I felt when you asked. So now, what has been Prakash Raj's role in this movie? How major?
So some of you witnessed Sandeep sir's dad speaking. He is fire. And we needed a fiery actor to deliver Sandeep sir's dad's passion, Unnikrishnan uncle's passion. And I thought no one better than Prakash Raj. Prakash sir did a great job. Usually we all know Prakash Raj sir will probably dub 1 day, 1.5 day for a film. For this movie he dubbed 12 days. That was his dedication. You can ask anyone in the industry, audience might not know, anyone in the industry, it's impossible to get Prakash Raj sir to dub for 12 days. And he put the kind of heart and soul into this because 1, he knows Sandeep sir's parents, and 2, this meant a lot to us. And by the way, congratulations to Revati ma'am for winning the Kerala State Award for Best Actress. She also, I believe, gave the best performance in this film.
ರೇವತಿ ಅವರು ತಾಯಿಯ ಪಾತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಚಿತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Any other question?